Hi, welcome to part 2 of our testimony series. My name is David Slozosi. I am the high school youth minister at St. Michael, and I'm so excited that I have the opportunity today to share the story of how Jesus has completely changed my life. I want to start with a story of a day in my freshman year of high school. It was after baseball practice in the winter, and I was going outside to my parents' car to go home, and I realized, it hit me that it is dark outside when I'm leaving school, and it is dark when I'm going to school in the morning, and I am giving my entire day to school, sports, and I don't feel like it's worth it. Like, what is this investment of my life going toward? And I didn't realize it in the moment, but years later, I understood that there were two things that I was idolizing at that point in my life. One, I was idolizing my success in school, and two, I was idolizing my free time. So I was spending, up until this point in that school year, I was spending so much time at school working super hard. I was fine with hours of homework and doing it as well as I possibly could so that I guaranteed that I would get a good grade so that I could set myself up for a good future. And then I was idolizing free time in the evenings because I would work so hard. I would tune out of conversations with friends so I could do homework during the day so that I wouldn't have to do it in the evening, so that I could watch TV or a movie with my family before going to bed. And I felt like on the days when I wasn't able to do that, my life was sucked out from me and I was deprived of joy because I didn't have the chance to relax. So once I got to college, I started to choose to trust God more in a few areas where I was idolizing other things. The first one was with my time. I decided that I am going to pray for 30 minutes every day. So I'd set a timer on my phone, and until that timer went off, I was not leaving. Whether it felt good or didn't, or I had no idea what was happening, or I had no idea what to do, I was gonna sit there until that timer went off. And after months of this, I slowly actually started to have fruitful prayer time where I was actually receiving things from God. And the next thing, early in college, I was in a dating relationship, and it was very holy, very beautiful, and I thought it was awesome. I thought there was nothing wrong with it until after it ended, I realized that I was idolizing that relationship because I felt like I needed to be dating someone now so that I could marry someone soon after college so that I could set myself up for a successful life that I want to have for myself. And I was actually choosing to take the control into my own hands, out of God's hands, that He was going to provide for me in my life. So once this relationship ended, I committed to God that, God, I am not going to try to start dating someone else until I know that I am completely trusting in You and that You alone provide for me, that I don't need to get anything for myself because You love me and want to give it to me. And then the last thing is my career opportunities. I was working so hard in college, again, spending so much time setting up a perfect resume with awesome internships and awesome leadership opportunities and experiences. And again, I realized, like, am I actually enjoying this? Do I like this? Is it bringing me life? Or do I just feel like I'm investing my whole life into something, into some void? And I realized I don't even like this that much. So I prayed to God and I said, God, I want to trust You with the success of my life. I know that your plan for my life will be so much greater than I could have ever planned out on my own. So I'm going to choose to trust You. I'm going to choose to trust You with my finances because I know that You'll provide everything that I need. And what I found after each of these steps of giving God more trust in my life was that all the fears and anxious thoughts that I had about those issues slowly started to just lose power over me. It wasn't like overnight I would pray one of those prayers and then all of a sudden it didn't hurt anymore, that I didn't trust in God or that I wanted to attain things. When I was praying that, God, I don't want to start dating someone until I trust in You completely. Throughout that process of over a year, every day almost, I felt the pressure and the weight of I need to date someone because I need to get married and I need to have a life put together in order to be successful. But slowly, after day after day after day, I started to trust him more and more and more. And I know that the same thing is what Jesus wants for you. He wants to take all the anxiety and all the fear out of your life because it wasn't meant to be there in the first place. He died so that you would never have to deal with that stuff. I know it's true because he did it for me. So I pray that he will do it for you, and that we would all be more open to how he wants to provide for us and love us as our Father. Have a great day. I'm happy to be able to share the glory that God has done in my life.